Two school shooting threats in two different districts in Northeast Ohio today. Ashland County Community Academy closed today after a threat on Snapchat to shoot up ACCA and Ashland High School. And Chagrin Falls schools put grades 4 through 12 on lockdown this morning. Someone left a threatening voicemail on the tip line, but a police search turned up nothing. But it's not nothing for students and teachers to go through the stress of these threats. Brandon Simmons looks at the emotional impact.
Hi, Sarah. Students I talked to at Chagrin Falls High School say they were very scared when they were told to lock down. But as soon as they found out there was no threat, they thought nothing of it. But not every student is able to handle those rapid changes in stress levels.
We just thought it was a drill at first until he said it wasn't.
It was a little scary at first, but I mean, it's just a threat, so I don't really know what else to think of it.
Chagrin Falls High School went on lockdown at 10:30 this morning. A call to a tip line said a student threatened a school shooting today. A little over an hour later and the lockdown was lifted, school operations returning to normal.
It definitely makes me a little more nervous with how frequent they're starting to happen.
Students say rumors being passed around were scary in the moment, but the reality is this generation is sadly getting used to it.
We know terrorism, we were born to all this time period, so we're really used to it. But I mean, of course, the older generations are not really that used to it.
While many students seem to get over the threat almost immediately, that's not the case for everyone.
There are those kids that it really does interfere. Those kids that they are worried and feel unsafe, especially as these things on the news keep popping up or things on social media keep popping up.
And this feeling of anxiety can take a toll in the classroom.
How can you focus on what you need to be focusing on at school and friends and things like that with that feeling of threat hanging over your head?
Despite this feeling, students press forward as best they can, but don't think for 1 second that they aren't paying attention to what's going on.
Of course, it's still really scary, like Parkland and all that stuff. It, of course, affects us over time. Lately, we've gotten more abundant.
Now, doctors recommend talking to your children about their concerns. It's important for students to be able to speak up and have a voice, and we're seeing an example of that going on right now by students from Parkland who are headed to march in D.C. Live, I'm Brandon Simmons, Channel 3 News.